it gets real weird when it becomes easy to kill.
And when you're so delusional that you think that you are literally chosen by God to live more than another human being, and then you have these weapons at your arsenal. Yeah, that's what's scary to me.
That's goofy as fuck. That is unbelievably goofy. And that's the thing that, when you talk to Jewish people, that's my faith and my undeniable right to have this faith. And that's my Dennis Prager voice. My faith, my undeniable right for a Jewish state.
Look, undeniably, there's so much fucking anti-Semitism online. It's disgusting. It's vile. And there's obviously Jews have been persecuted horribly in the past. And, it's awful. But it's not a reason or justification to do this to another population.
No.
No,
it's not. And it's only going to make more anti-Semitism.
It's so unfortunate.
Attacking Palestinians and having the outside world look at this happen. And, and also, look, when Palestinians attack Israelis, that shit ain't helping either, man.
Right.
But it's a terribly imbalanced situation. A terribly, terribly imbalanced situation. It's imbalanced that Israel feels like it's completely surrounded by these Arab states, these Muslim states that hate it and want it gone. That's incredibly imbalanced as well. And that's also a religious issue. Mm-hmm. It's like that. They're just as goofy. It's all goofy. This idea that your ideology, your religious ideology based on some ancient shit that nobody knows the real source of is more important or more valid than someone else's. It's all fucking madness.
And look at us. Look at the Christian culture here, the evangelicals. Mm-hmm. Dude, I don't know if you've been watching John Oliver. I really like his show, but he had on this stuff about the Uganda gay law, and you're like, oh, wow, that's so fucked up. Uganda has such horrible gay laws. And then you realize that it's because of the evangelicals here in this country that they've basically been emboldened because the political establishment for some reason takes them seriously enough to like let them and have such a say, and it's driven all of our politics to the fucking right so much. And so then these evangelicals have so much money and backing that they go across the world and start like making these laws get pushed through to fucking kill gay people. And you're like, what in the hell is going on? Mm-hmm. It's this crazy shit. Like, sure, Uganda's, might be backwards in a lot of ways, but without these American Christian evangelicals going over there and actually helping get this done, it wouldn't have happened. And that's really scary because for some reason they're relevant here. And I'm not saying, of course, if you're Christian, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the very, very, very right-wing, very very small minority that have an extremely powerful political voice because they have so much money. And it gets people like, Mitt Romney and fucking Rick Santorum.
Yeah, what a goof.
The fact that those people are even relevant, the fact that we almost had that as our president, like, look, I think Obama's a war criminal, but Mitt Romney's, damn. These people are just nuts. Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
These people should not be anywhere near politics. They're fucking crazy.
Mitt Romney, for folks who don't know, is a part of one of the most extreme Mormon sects ever. They left the country to go to Mexico because they couldn't have 100 wives here in America. That's literally why Mitt Romney's family his dad couldn't be president because his dad was born in fucking Mexico. His family is from Mexico. They have a giant compound in Mexico where they are engaged in like these wars with the drug cartels. They get kidnapped and shit. Vice did this whole piece on it. It's incredibly fucked up. And Mitt Romney's no one talked about it. My Mormonism is off the table.
Yeah,
like you couldn't talk about it. No. What?
You're like, actually, that's pretty fucking important.
No, it's on the table as fuck, dude. You might keep it off the table on your goofy legacy television shows and all these ridiculous things that you do, these ridiculous debates where everything's controlled. If I was ever in a debate with that guy, the first thing I would say is, you really believe Joseph Smith, a 14-year-old boy, found golden tablets that contained the lost work of Jesus, but only he could read them because he had a magic rock.
And then he had to bury him, and then no one else can see him.
The fuck out of here, dude. I would literally say, get the fuck out of here on TV. You're in a cult.
Right.
Yeah. Cults are big sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes cults only have 30 people, and you live in the fucking San Fernando Valley in a weird shelter, and sometimes cults have 1 billion people. And, you got a guy called the Pope, and he sits on a fucking golden throne. Guess what? That guy's a fucking cult leader.
Right.
Maybe the new one's the best one ever because he's sweet and he's a man of the people and he's so proletariat. Look at him. He's an awesome Pope. He's a regular guy.
Right.
No, he's not. He's a fucking cult leader. He's just a better cult leader than that creepy fuck that came before him that sat on a golden throne. and had a gay bathhouse in the same property as
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Vatican.
Thank you for bringing that up. Well, I know L. Ron Hubbard's great-grandson. He lives in Oakland, and he was telling me that it's very openly admitted, and his great-grandfather wrote it in fucking books and shit, that he was in tax trouble and he needed to start a religion to like get out of this fucking tax trouble. He was going to go to jail. He owed tons of money to the government, and he even said, like, I'm going to start a fucking religion and get myself out of these like tax problems, and wow, here you go.
Yeah, he did it. And to think that Scientology is any less valid than Mormonism,
right,
or that Mormonism is any less valid than a religion that is based on a Jewish zombie, all of it's silly, man. And it's not saying that there's no God. It's not saying that spirituality doesn't have some sort of a benefit to our society and our culture, and this idea of a greater thing other than people, this greater power, whatever it may be that created the universe, because there is something that runs this world, is something that runs this universe. You want to give it scientific terms, you want to give it philosophical terms, whatever it is, there's obviously a giant energy that has created this massive fucking universe. Whether it has a consciousness or not, you could debate it all day long. But I'm guessing that a dude didn't die and then 3 days later come out and push a rock aside, and come on.
It's the myths that hold society together. It's all these fables and myths that are the glue, and you're talking about how we haven't really changed. We fucking haven't, dude. I just saw a poll that basically if a president was atheist, that would be like the least favorable factor of like any candidate running for president, is if they didn't believe in God. Yeah. That's how important religion still is to society. And I think that even, it's like we were saying last night at the comedy show, you can show someone proof that Bigfoot, that this video is fucking fake, and they still want to believe it.
They believe.
It doesn't matter if you just say, like, look, Jonah couldn't have survived inside of a whale for 3 days. It's just not scientifically possible. Like,
well, the whales were different back then. They had condos. They had condos in the whales. Yeah, people are weird, man. They're weird with their beliefs, and what's weird is as long as something's old, we'll accept it.
Right.
But if you tried to come out today with some Jewish zombie story, people would be like, "What is this asshole doing?"
They'd lock you up. They'd put you on pills. They'd be like, "Good on psychoactive medicine."
If you were if you were standing like in the middle of all the people in Occupy Wall Street, and you had a chart, and you were holding up this chart. This is how the Earth was formed 6,000 years ago.
Sign up in my religion.
Yeah.
Here.
In 6 days, he created this. He'd be like, bitch, are you out of your fucking mind? If everybody just believed wholeheartedly in science, if we had completely abandoned all religion, and then you came along with a version, nobody would take it. It has to be old.
It has to be old.
But when it's old, we'll accept goofy shit.
And even though so much fucking shit has come out since then, even though we have the internet, we have the world's knowledge at our fingertips, we still believe in these archaic philosophies that do not apply anymore.